Well, it's Sunday night, and I just got back from the Forum out here in Los Angeles at the Stevie Nicks concert. To say that I am a Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks fanatic doesn't even really come close. I mean, off the top of my head, I have her name tattooed on my arm because I named my dog Stevie. I also named my cat Gypsy after her song, Gypsy. I named two of my rescued mice after her, Fleetwood and Mac. If you are entering my home, you see a big plaque outside the door that says House of Rhiannon, established 2007, because that's when I got my house. As you walk up the stairs, you see lyrics to the song that she did with Don Henley. The lyrics go something like, I knew when I walked into your house, I knew I'd never want to leave. Something like that. I'm tired. Normally I would remember all of the lyrics verbatim. I have posters of her in my house and paintings and rare collectibles and you name it, I have it of Stevie Nicks. She is my all-time favorite. I have met her before. There's this beautiful video that I have, and if I knew how to edit videos, I'd put it on here. Maybe I'll figure that out. Where she interacted with my dog. I've met her at other events. Anyway, suffice it to say, I am a huge Fleetwood Mac Stevie Nicks fan. So I went there tonight with some of my vegan friends and some of my other friends as well. And she came out in the middle of the concert. It's hard for me even to say this. She came out wearing a fur coat. And what was even weirder about it, I mean, like, literally even weirder, is that during the song, it was like a song about winter, and she was wearing this fur coat, and it was really, I mean, it had like pelts on it. I mean, in the back of her, she always has these amazing images, beautiful graphics. She had a wolf in the snow, sort of like this beautiful image of this wild wolf walking through the snow with, like, you know, snowflakes on his face while she was wearing a fur coat. And it was just like... Anyway, what made it even stranger is that Chrissie Hynde came out and sang with her. She was the opening act. The Pretenders opened. Chrissie Hynde is a militant animal rights activist. I mean, like, she's been vegan probably since the late 80s or early 90s, maybe even before that. She had a vegan restaurant. She's a hardcore activist. So I find it really weird that she's on tour with her and hasn't said anything, or maybe she has, you know, I don't know. I know that Stevie Nicks has done a lot of animal welfare stuff in terms of, like, getting animals adopted, and so yeah, it's upsetting. So, in this situation, I'm not just going to complain about it. I'm obviously going to activate because I'm an activist. So, I am going to try to get through to Chrissie Hynde through my friends at PETA, so that she knows that there are activists in the audience that are sort of rooting for her to get through to Stevie. I will also send, you know, polite tweets or Instagrams or messages or whatever Stevie might, you know, see. These are just things that I'm mentioning because I think it's things that like, you, the viewer, might want to do when faced with a celebrity that you've idolized. And believe me, I don't really idolize any celebrities, but Stevie Nicks is just like another level for me. You don't just sort of like, oh, I'm not going to buy their records anymore. I'm not going to, you know, I'm not going to go to their concerts anymore. That's not going to help the animals at all. So in this situation, I'm going to use social media to try to have her understand that wearing fur is offensive, but worse than that, it is promoting anal electrocution of animals. It's promoting, trapping of animals. It's, you name it. It's really bad, as most of us know. And listen, I have been in situations, like the most recent situation I think is when I went to a Jason Aldean concert, and boy did I get a lot of backlash from the animal rights community for showing up at that event. But it just turns out that I actually really do like country music, and I have since I was a little kid. So I wasn't going to give up the opportunity to go and see him in concert. That said, I went backstage and I was hanging out with him and his wife and the band, and I knew that he was a big hunter. Most country singers, unfortunately, are. What's up with that? Freaking evolve already. What is wrong with you? I know that like all of their songs are about trucks, but come on. Let's kick it up a notch. Country music people. And I love country music myself. I mean, it's something that like has been in my blood since I was born. But when I went there, I'm a super shy person. I don't really do well with, confronting people, but I'm an animal rights activist first. So there I was backstage, and, we were talking about the show and different songs, and just having a normal conversation about other things that had nothing to do with animals. And then I started talking to him about veganism. And of course he was extremely like, oh, whoa, don't you know, I have a hunting company. Like, I'm a hardcore hunter. And so then I sort of turned my attention to his wife, Brittany, and we started talking, and I found out that she actually says that she loves animals. She doesn't allow any hunting on their property. She's spoken out against hunting. So I was encouraged by that. And whenever I see her post something on Instagram, I always leave a comment about that conversation. Not about actually having that conversation, but about like, hey, okay, these are your cows on your property. Why don't you hashtag vegan or hashtag vegetarian? Because I know you're not eating them. Things like that. So the main point of this video is, yes, Stevie Nicks broke my heart tonight with the fur. Does that mean that I'm going to suddenly not be a Stevie Nicks fan? No. I'm going to be an outspoken animal rights activist Stevie Nicks fan. And I'm going to do everything that I can to get the word to her, to get the word out there that a lot of her fans do not appreciate that, and that she's better than that. Do I think that like Jason Aldean is going to be like, oh yeah, well, Simone said that I should go vegan, so I'm going to do that? No. But do I feel better about myself that I actually brought it up with him? And most people, let's face it, wouldn't, because it's not a very comfortable situation to be in. I do. Do I think that, the fact that his wife knows that there's a huge community that supports her position on hunting helps her get in there to change his mind? I do. Social media is our friend. Use it. When you see any celebrity, anybody, and I mean like especially the ones that have like a real following, go after them, and have all of your friends go after them, and remind them. Nobody really wants to see tweets that aren't praising them or talking about how much you love their new song or whatever. Nobody wants to see those negative tweets or those negative comments on Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat or whatever. Nobody wants that. Use that to the animal's advantage. So that's what I'm going to do with Stevie Nicks, and I will keep you updated if I have any news on that. But no matter what, as Ingrid Newkirk says, we can never be silent. And we're making progress. And the biggest thing that we can do is to use our voices and to use social media and to fight for the animals that have no voice and no choice. And we will continue to do that until every cage is empty and every tank is drained. Thank you.